everybody, welcome to our first workout challenge video. Today we're going to be focusing on shoulders. First we're going to start with a quick warm-up, 2 rounds of 30 jumping jacks and 10 high to low planks. Shoulder muscles are important for any rider. A strong and stable shoulder allows your arm and hand to move more independently to apply independent rein aids. Your shoulder muscles can also help you have good balance, nice posture, all things that riders want or strive to have. Next, we're moving on to the high to low plank. These will engage your shoulders right away. It's a great thing to incorporate in a warm-up. You get a little bit of core action here as well, and our shoulders are going to be nice and warm for the main part of the exercise coming up next. Rochelle and I did 10 of these and 2 rounds each. As I said previously, feel free to do as many as you would like, whatever fits your needs and abilities. Moving into the first set, we are going to be doing 30 shoulder taps. It's important that you have your core engaged and aren't allowing your hips to sway too much side to side. You want your core to keep you stable. A little movement is okay as you are throwing yourself off balance, but the less movement the better, and the harder your core is actually going to be working for you. As you can see, Rochelle is doing this movement on her knees instead of her toes. That's totally fine. You're going to work just as hard. The next thing we're doing here is a rocking push-up. This is a push-up designed to target your shoulders and your delts very specifically compared to a traditional push-up. These are definitely hard. Do your best to keep your elbows near to your sides. Rochelle is doing hers on her knees while I'm rocking back up onto my feet. To make this even harder, you can stay in a piked position and push up from there as well. We're now moving on to lateral raises. We're going to add a little bit of a slant here just to force us to work against gravity a little bit. We're using water bottles as weight. You certainly don't need anything heavy. Just think about pausing at the top or the apex of the movement and squeezing your shoulders as you do so. You will definitely feel the burn. We did 12 each side, and we did all 3 of these movements 3 times in a row. So after these lateral raises, we moved back to the beginning to 30 shoulder taps and so on until we were 3 rounds through. We're now moving on to set number 2. These are a modified version at home, rear delt rows. So I'm using a doorway and Rochelle's on the other side of the arena using the other doorway. You're going to put your hands inside the door frame, step your feet forward so you're standing at a bit of a slant and your arms are kind of holding you up. You're then going to really focus on your rear delts, which is the back of your shoulder, right below your traps. You're going to pull yourself through the doorway, pause, squeeze at the top or the apex of the movement to really get the most out of this exercise. We did 15 reps of this rear delt row. This next exercise, we are using resistance bands to simulate driving, putting quite a bit of tension on the band itself while we move it up and down. We did this 20 times or 10 each side. If you don't have a band, you can use a towel, same movement, and you will get the same amount of burn in the back of those shoulders. After this, we are going to be moving on to a front pull with the resistance band as well. I'm going to loop it through my foot and then use the 2 tail ends here to pull up, activating my traps and upper back, as you see right there. You want to be careful to isolate and think about the muscles you really want to use. I don't want my forearms to be on fire. I want my traps and upper back to be on fire. So if you find yourself, your forearms getting tired, you may need to lose the band or lose the towel, and think about just doing it with your body until you get the movement right. This is the last exercise in that group of 3. So after this, we went back to the rear delt rows again and did all 3 of these exercises 3 times. This is our last set. We're going to do 2 rounds of ab workout here. The first thing we're going to do is a reverse crunch with a twist. We're going to do 30, so 15 for each side. It's important here, obviously engage your core. Try your best to keep your back flat until you bring that crunch all the way up. So see how I'm bringing my hips off the ground when I come up, but when I extend my legs, my back is flat to the ground. That's very important. I'm also engaging my entire core because my shoulders are off the ground. Rochelle is doing the modified version by allowing her upper body and shoulders to be on the ground, which will be a little bit easier. Again, we did 30 of these, 15 each side. The next ab movement we're going to do is toe touches, legs up in the air, reaching up, both hands getting your shoulders off the ground. We did 30 of these as well. It's a little bit easier if you get tired to just keep your shoulders off and do a little bit of a smaller movement instead of extending your arms all the way back and then all the way up to touch your toes. This does get hard. Your abs will definitely be on fire. Ours definitely were. The video is short, but we definitely took a break after this one. The last movement here is a Russian twist. Having your feet off the ground definitely makes it harder. You can rest your feet lightly on the ground like Rochelle is doing now. Definitely target those obliques. Pause on each side. Kind of give a little squeeze there to really get the burn going. After this, we started over and did this ab circuit twice.